We join Marc Silber as he tells us a story where he was reminded of the power of being aware of your surroundings. Then we go and look at more photos from the AYP community.
So in 2008, just before I launched AYP, we went to South Africa. What people generally do when they go to South Africa, one of the things they do is they go up to the bush here and take lots of photographs of wild animals, which I did. But this part of the story is a little different. We went to Cape Town, which is an amazing place, right here at the point. That's why it's called Cape Town, because it's at the Cape. You had to go, you have to sail around this. And then over here, east of Cape Town, is a little town called Hermanus. See that there? It's so beautiful. I can't tell you how beautiful this environment is. And what's really interesting is that this area over here is very similar to California, except like it's the same trees. We have eucalyptus trees, they have eucalyptus trees, except you have baboons running across the road, which we do not have in California. But a lot of this coastline really reminded me of California, and especially up here. French Hook is a beautiful, these are just so photogenic. It's a beautiful French town. That's why it's called French Hook. Anyway, I'm going to tell you the story of capturing this photograph. We were driving from Cape Town, going east around the Cape. And, it's always a challenge when we were with a couple of friends and my wife, and, they're not photographers. So I'm constantly looking out the window. I was driving, and I'm always scanning and looking, wow, this could be really cool. And I came across this scene, which just blew my mind. I mean, look at that. Isn't that incredible? And of course, I had to swerve over, and it was a timing thing, because you can see the sun is just about to disappear there. It's one of the things about a photograph is, if you wait, you're going to miss it. You could wait a few seconds and it's gone. So I knew I needed to capture this photograph, and I had my sole and only interest in getting out of the car, pulling over first, getting out of the car, and getting in place to shoot this photograph. Well, the traffic is coming from the other direction, and I stepped into the lane, which in America would not have been the ongoing, I would have had a little more leeway because I looked one direction, but I didn't look both directions. And I literally practically stepped into this car that was going by at about 60 miles an hour, close enough for me to just feel this wind blowing me back. It was touch and go, folks. But I went across the road, I captured this photograph, and we went on about our way. So the moral to this story is look at your environment. Watch out. It's not just because you want to not be run over by a car, which is a good enough reason, but also you may see something you wouldn't have seen if you look around and capture. Now, this was the main show here. So there was no doubt about, where my center of interest was. But it's possible that by turning around, because that sun is blasting into, say, what was behind me, and sometimes that's the better photograph, what the sun is hitting, not necessarily, in this case, the sunset. So keep that in mind.
It's from Alaric, and they had posted a couple images from some of the events that they covered last year, and this is one of them.
So, I think the black and white works really well, and you've got everybody framed well within this frame. To me, this is one of those linking or transitional photographs that could be part of a show or a series. By itself, it doesn't have a center of interest, but it's okay, because I think if we're just showing, here's this group of dancers, that's fine. But what I would like to see following it, either before or after, is perhaps one of these dancers that we're focused on. So in other words, we're going from a general, what we're calling here the location shot, establishing shot. They call it in cinematography. An establishing shot just shows you, the scene where you are. And this is, now we're moving in. We might even have a much wider shot of the whole area where this dancing, where this event is going on. That could be the establishing shot. Then we come in a little tighter and we see these 5 dancers. And then maybe the next one, we're focused on one of them, you see? So it forms a series. And that's how I see this photograph.
All right.
All right.
And then our next one that we've got, this is from Ahmed. And the story behind this one is the day when the revolutionaries celebrate. So this was taken August 2019. Sudanese people were celebrating the Freedom Yard for signing the constitutional document, which will pave the way for the establishment of a civil state after 30 years of a military state.
That's very cool. I love how you guys are getting out there into these, situations that wouldn't necessarily be the most comfortable place to be. I mean, this is not a hostile audience or a hostile crowd, but nonetheless, you're getting right in there with them. And, it's framed really well. I love these victory signs, peace signs. That's really cool. We've got 2 of them. And you actually got a whole bunch back here. There's this side. I mean, it's framed really well. It's a great image, and it's got a lot of energy going on because of these diagonal lines of the hands and the flag. That's definitely giving you, the flag itself over here has got a diagonal line, and the stick that this flag is on, and then you've got this dove and the hands. It's a really spot on. I love it.
All right, our next one, this is from Chad, who is also in the chat. This was taken in an underground bar in Tokyo, Japan. Chad Tobin.
I remember last week's, right, Chad? Didn't we have one of yours?
Yep.
Yes.
We've had
Same
one.
girl, perhaps.
We've had a couple.
The girl with the white hat, right?
It might be. Chad, you're in the chat. Is this the same girl that you had taken the photo of before?
And, I love this series. I mean, we're getting to know you as a photographer, and you've got a very comical style. I love this. I mean, you've got it, it pops because we've got the girl with only that one eye showing, and she's looking right at, herself. But this guy in the background with whatever is going on there, it looks like a Cheech and Chong kind of thing, but I don't know exactly what's happening. And the bottles in the foreground, it works. This is a really cool. Oh, it's a different girl. Okay, well, it's cool. But there you are again. You're capturing a lot of this life as it's rolling out in front of us. There's nothing staged about this. But her, she's positioned well as the center of interest. We do have this guy behind her, which just makes me crack up. Great job. And it's it's very much capturing the moment of what's happening with her right there. And then she's not focused. She's not looking at you. It doesn't have any attention on you. She's doing what she's doing, and you're capturing that. So good job. Very cool shot.
All right. This next one comes from Wayne, and this was one that he took. It's my attempt at some sort of a social reportage photo. He's a Marine veteran, so this hit him really hard.
Yeah.
So he started a conversation with this veteran and took some photos as well.
Okay, good. So I see this as part of a series. I see this as one frame and maybe a series of 5. You're covering something. You're covering this situation of this, Marine Corps guy, ex-Marine Corps and veteran. And maybe, just before this, you were having a conversation with him. And while you're having the conversation, you might have photographed him as well. And you might just see kind of a whole little story going by here. Somebody hands him money. That's the way I see this, is, again, a part of a larger story. And
And he does definitely do that. Just to kind of pull up.
yeah,
Here's another
yeah.
one
There
he
you go.
took,
Okay,
and then he took an
perfect.
extreme close
Yeah,
up.
awesome. Right on. Okay, good. So that works really well in that regard. And the black and white helps tell the whole. There's a sadness to this guy, right? And I don't think anybody wants to find themselves in this situation. So there's kind of there's this feeling of sadness. There's an emotion, and the black and white definitely helps carry that emotion along with it.
We hope that you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give it a like and leave a comment. We love to hear from you. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you can know when all of our future videos come out. And finally, be sure to get out there and capture your own images of life.